Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I am playing some Windwalker Frostmage H Paladin. Haven't played this comp in like a week, but I love this comp. We are fighting Shadowplay, Affliction, Shadow Priest, R Shaman. This is definitely a comp we can beat, but it's definitely something very difficult for us to beat. General strategy, let me pause it just while I explain, would be, if we're going Shaman, it would be to sheep the Priest and lock the Fear and go Shaman. Or sheep the lock the Mind Control and go Shaman. Or, if we're going Priest, it would be to paralyze, maybe paralyze into Hajj on the Shaman, Sheep or Counterspell on the Warlock, and then kill the Priest. So one way or another, it's some type of triple CC. And when I say go on the Priest or go on the Shaman, that means a leg sweep into a Fist of Fury. So every one is CC'd, whether it's a Counterspell, whether it's a Sheep, whether it's a Hajj, whether it's a Paralyze, whether it's a leg sweep, or it's a Fist, Belf, something, triple CC all the time. Okay, so I'm starting here onto the Priest. We kind of want to go non-Earth Shield target if possible. I think we decide to open Shaman. So if we paralyze Shaman, we can either Hajj off and go on Priest, or we can paralyze the Shaman to set him up to actually go him out of it with a Hajj or a leg sweep. So there's the paralyze into the leg sweep, which means we want to go on to the Shaman. I have the Warlock in my focus in case he casts a Fear. I can kick the Fear, and I have Orb ready to Orb this Shaman. So I Orb the Shaman, I get Mind Controlled up. I lock the Mind Control, which means the Fear is coming still. So the problem with this go, guys, why this wasn't a very good go, is because I used my Counterspell on Mind Control, which means the Fears are gonna start coming, whereas I should have maybe sheeped the Warlock and Counterspell that Mind Control instead. So that's kind of a mistake on my end. Anyways, we still get Wall. We still got Priest Trinket earlier in this game. We just don't get too much. Like in the opener, we got Wall and Earthen Shield, but we kind of want to get like Link and Swap. Like big cooldowns, not just little baby cooldowns. So now we're kind of playing defensively. I'll skip through this a little bit. Shaman's not going to die. He just kind of, Priest is healing and they're getting spam peeled, etc. So I'm kind of, I'm just playing through this game, kind of line of sighting. Also in this game, I want to note, I am playing Temp Shield on accident. I should be dampened magic, so that's a pretty big mistake. I get stunned up, just kind of line sighting with my Paladin. So my Paladin has melee wings available once again. And once he has melee wings, we can get a Sheep, a Counterspell, and a setup onto Shaman or Priest or something like that. So skipping through this game, we have a Paralyze here onto the Shaman, into a Hajj. So it looks like, oh, they overlapped Hajj and leg sweeps. So this game is just kind of a disaster all around. We kind of want to go Priest here, so I sheep the Warlock. See, so this whole setup is just bad, right? The Paralyze and the Hajj overlap with leg sweep. The Warlock was sheep, but he gets dispelled because the sheep was late, and the Priest has no stuns on him at all, so the Priest ran. So this whole setup is just not really okay. And I have two games for you guys. One game where we kind of did a lot of sloppy goes like this game, and another game where we kind of cleaned up a little bit and did a little better. So we do get Disperse here nonetheless, even though it wasn't a very good go. Get Disperse, Shaman's healing, Warlock still just being able to spread pressure, and I'm line setting with my Paladin once again until wings are back up. Right now, actually, I'm line setting with my Monk, so the wings are still up. They're about to fade though, so we're kind of preemptively running right now. So skip through this game a little bit longer, waiting for the Pally's wings to come back up. So it's really an in and out game, right, guys? So we're running away when my Pally has no wings. We're pushing in when my Pally does have wings. And I'm kind of just like, how long are your wings? 20 seconds? Okay, let's AFK for 20 seconds. So we're literally behind a pillar AFK, guys. A lot of people ask me, what do you do in your downtime? That's what you do in your downtime. If your Pally has no wings, you're not running in. Set the Warlock to my focus. We in-cap this Shaman here. I do get locked in my Arcane Tree, though. Get that Evan Bolt off on a Whizcake, get feared, trinket that fear, trying to get some CC out. Have a pretty decent go here. Belf the trinket here onto the Shaman. We also got Priest trinket. Remember, Priest has no dispersion available either. He gets to 3% life and does a life swap onto the Warlock. So at this point in the game, it's fabulous. There's no disperse on the Priest. There's no trinkets on the Shaman or the Priest. There's no life swap. There's no anything pretty much. There is still Spirit Link available, but if we CC the Shaman through, it shouldn't matter. This is a really good point in the game for us. Also, keep in mind, I have 30 seconds left on my Icy Vein. So right now, it's our game to throw. We should win this game if we just turtle for 30 seconds. There's no trinkets on Shaman or Priest, which are the two big ones because Warlock's playing Relentless. So he has no trinket available regardless. So if we get a triple CC setup and burst them with Icy Veins, there should, in theory, be no way that they win this game. However, the Priest has Disperse back up. I'm just tracking it in my head probably soon, because we got Disperse and we got Swap, so he probably has Disperse back up right about now. So if we wanted to get a kill this next go with Icy Veins, it would have to be on the Shaman, unless we wanted to go Priest, get Dispersed, then go Priest again. but by then they might have trinkets back up. So, you know, you see what I'm saying here. We kind of want to go on the target we can actually kill. So, Shaman's a pretty good kill setup. We have Icy Veins, we have Orb. That's kind of what I want to do, is kill Shaman. We have everything, no swap, no trinkets. Starting off things with a Sheep onto the Priest. So ideally, right now, since I called Sheep on the Priest, my Monk incaps the Shaman. That did not happen. The Sheep broke from the Zuen instead, and I go for a Resheep on the Priest, but I get locked out by the Warlock, which means now, not only, let me explain this, guys, this is awful. Not only is the Priest not sheeped, but since I got locked in Arcane, now I can't lock the Fears, and the Fear goes out on my Monk. So this is just terrible. Now the Fears are coming out, the Paralyze went out on the Shaman, but we have no follow. So all of this happened because that Sheep broke on the Priest from the Zuen. Which I guess was just a little bit of miscommunication. So I try to keep him still. I still have my Icy Vein, still have my Orb, so I'm kind of like ready to one-shot this guy. Still, I have that lock on my focus. I do have that counterspell available for when he does cast those Fears. The Leg Sweep goes out, so here's my Icy Veins Orb. I counterspell the Fear onto the Warlock, so this is still good, but the problem is the Priest is free casting. Or can free cast. The Shaman's getting so low, but he does survive. He has that Earthen Shield Totem, the wall, and he's going to live through this setup. So that was the game, guys. That was our kill. That pretty much the game goes downhill from here. We got all those cooldowns. Now at this point they have trinkets back up, disperse back up. They still have Link. They still have everything now. And that was kind of, with a Pally against a Shadow Play, we can't really live that long. We kind of have, you know, 4, maybe 5 setups, and then we kind of wither out because my Pally zoom, and, you know, we all just kind of die. So if that was our kill, guys, we messed up the kill. I hope you understand why. The important thing is, why did we mess up that kill? Because that Sheep in the cross CC didn't land, and we didn't get our Paralyze in to go very clean. We got that Earthen Shield off before the go. So that's kind of what happened in this game. Fast forward a little bit, we're all kind of on our last leg. We do a couple more goes. We get Priest Trinket, but look, we're all just dead. We get some momentum going here on the Priest, but by the time we actually get going here, the Shaman CC'd a little bit. We're all still rotting, trying to get stuff done on the Priest, but then by this time the Priest almost has swap back up. Probably has dispersion back up. The Shaman still has trinket back up, so they're in no real danger. We get disperse, we get trinket, so I mean, like, at this point in the game we're like, okay, no disperse, no trinket, we can maybe make something happen here onto the Priest. Priest gets nice and low. We get Link as well, trinket Link. So at this point in the game is actually like another decent spot. Problem is my Pally zoom, I have no blocks, Pally has no bubble, we have no pretty much any defensives to survive. So if we just run and survive 40 seconds, there is a potential for a kill. Fast forwarding through the game a little bit more, we're all still kind of rotting. Priest has String it back up in 10 again. He probably has life swap pretty soon here, and my Pally goes down. So, unfortunate game. Let's hop into the next one and see what we can do better. Okay, guys, hopping into this next game, we are fighting the same team, different map, but this is right after we just lost that last game. We want to definitely go on Shadow Priest a little bit more this game. We want to just get cleaner setups overall, so that get that triple CC, you know, a lot more clean, which basically means on my Sheeps I have to juke these counter spells a lot more, which I did right there, but also just make sure that the Sheeps do land before our goes. We got the Paralyze onto the Shaman. I have my focus set to this Fear right here. I can't actually kick though, because once again I got locked in Arcane. We do get Disperse right away. We get Trinket and Disperse actually, so a slight misplay there by the Priest. Trying to just reset a little bit, try to maybe cast a Blizzard, get down another Orb. Once I get another Orb, we can do another go here onto the Priest, maybe the Shaman. We don't want to stick on one target for too long because of Earth Shield, right? We want him to constantly be switching that Earth Shield, be constantly unpredictable. But right now the Priest has no Trinket, no Disperse, and the Shaman still has Trinket, so it seems like pretty good to go the Priest. Skipping through this a little bit. This game does get very scary very fast, you know, with Shadow Play, especially going into Dampening. You know, they can really rot your whole team. Throw down an Orb, throw down a Blizzard, lock the Fear. We get a Leg Sweep onto the Priest, end cap into Hajj. Look at this beautiful triple CC. That's a Frost Mage's Frozen Dream right there. You know, the Silence, the Para and the Hajj, the Leg Sweep and the Fist. A ton of, you know, very nice cross CC coming out. We get the Priest nice and low right here. I'm actually pretty surprised with that type of CC that we didn't get more cooldowns from that. But that's okay. I still held my Icy Veins. That wasn't an Icy Veins go. Maybe I should have actually used Icy Veins there to force, you know, maybe a Trinket Link or maybe a swap, something like that. But that's okay. Running through this game a little bit more. Sheep the Warlock. So that was our running phase. I kind of want to fast forward through the running phases because we're literally AFK behind the pillar. And here's another attempted go. So we paralyzed the Shaman. The Sheep's on the Warlock. Maybe it Sheep's a little bit early because now they're fully immune. trying to maybe sheep off this Hammer of Justice here onto the Shaman. I still have my kick available if the Warlock casts a Fear. Doing damage here onto the Priest. I do get locked out on my Arcane Tree on that sheep attempt. Just have that Blizzard down onto the Shadow Priest. Earthen Shield's down this, so he's probably going to be okay. Trying to sheep the Shaman half. We do get a half sheep on the Shaman. Trying to follow that with anything if I can. This Priest is just so low. Going for an Evan cast, but I do get feared up. So once again, another pretty decent attempt, but we don't really get anything from it, which is just kind of, you know, good defensive play by them and not as smooth setups from us. And the setups, guys, against a worse team would really just go really smooth because they're not going to be kicking the right sheeps. They're going to be kicking sheep, maybe, but not the right sheeps. But this Warlock's very good. He's kicking the sheeps that actually matter so that when I want to set up, I'm locked in Arcane, which means I can't counterspell. If I can't counterspell, that means we're getting feared. If I don't get that sheep, that means we're getting Crossy Seed. So overall, well played by these guys to make our setups very, very difficult to actually land and execute. Fast forwarding through this game a little bit. Here's another setup. So this is a nice setup. We have a Paralyze on the Shaman, a Sheep on the Warlock, and a Leg Sweep on both the Shaman and the Priest. So whenever you can get double Leg Sweeps, guys, it's just amazing because it makes your setup that much easier. You don't have to worry about CCing that one guy. Shadow Priest, go ahead and trinkets that. We get Wall from the Shaman. I tab over here to the Shadow Priest. Mind Control's coming out. Fear's being casted. I have no counterspell available. I'm switching my focus around to that Shaman. Priest is getting nice and low. We got Shaman and Priest trinket there from that go, which is very, very nice. Fear's being cast on me. Tried to jump down the line aside it, but I missed. Karma comes out from my Monk just to keep it nice and offensive. Once again, keeping the Blizzard down to reset the cooldown of my orb as best as I can. And we're kind of going AFK here again until our next go. Mind Control comes out on Seth. Seth's actually getting so low that I actually decide to counterspell the Mind Control. Normally, I don't like to use my counterspell unless we're doing a go. But in that exact situation, I think he was almost going to die there if I didn't CS that Mind Control. And I didn't want to just lose the game because I wanted to hold it, being greedy. So jumping through this a little bit further, you know, Shaman, Priest have no trinket. Not bad, not bad. I have Orb up right now. They're all off DR, so this would probably be a pretty decent time to do one of our setups. Sheep the Warlock. Let's see if we can have an end cap here. Resheep the Warlock. Sheep the Warlock one more time. End cap the Shaman. We're actually setting up here onto the Shaman. So the Warlock just came out of the Sheep. I silenced the Mind Control onto the Priest using, I switched my focus to the Priest, counterspelled them, and we have that Leg Sweep. That end cap Leg Sweep set up here onto the Shaman. So Shaman's getting so low, he gets quarter hodged. I actually blocked that Fear because we had that Touch of Death and that Orb. I really thought he was going to die, especially with Zuen. Throwing down a Blizzard, Shaman barely survives. And once again, it just kind of blows my mind that he lived right there. I guess it was because of that Earth Shield, but he did a very good job of surviving. That's definitely not easy to do. Fast forwarding through this a little bit more, the Shaman and Priest almost have trinkets back up, so now this game's kind of looking more in their favor. Blink that Cap Totem, don't want to get stunned up right there. I have Orb back, I have one block available. Definitely pretty scared. My Pally does have wings back up really soon. He has wings right now. He is Mind Controlled, trinkets that. I block actually just to, you know, not sit that CC, stay nice and offensive. Sheep the Warlock, counterspell the Priest, end cap the Shaman. We have a nice setup right here. Trying to get some follow CC. We get a Hajj, trying to follow that with maybe a Sheep. Run over here, so I'm out of line of sight of the Warlock and the Priest, or at least I try to get that follow Sheep. I do get the follow Sheep. We get the trinket from the Priest, and maybe get something else. We shall see. There's the Disperse. So right here, now the Priest has no trinket, no Disperse. Shaman has trinket available. Warlock is Relentless, so that doesn't matter. Skipping through this a little bit more while we're AFK. I have Icy Veins and Orb up for our next go. My Monk is solo, he karmas, I'm solo. My Pally sacks me, so we're both pretty much immune, but we're both low HP. My Pally's wings come up in 2 seconds, guys. My Orb comes up in 9. I have Icy Veins available. This is a very nice potential for a kill on the Shadow Priest here, because he has no trinket. Earth Shield's on the Shaman as well. We paralyze the Shaman. Have the Warlock to my focus in case he casts a Fear. We get a double Leg Sweep on the Priest and the Shaman, so we can get triple CC here if I lock the Fear. I do lock the Fear. That's that nice triple CC right there on all 3 of them. Icy Veins and Orb, and that should surely spell the end. He trinkets, get hodged up on his trinket with that Bell of Silence, and that is the game. So this game is a little bit smoother, guys. Overall, we got more double Leg Sweeps. We had a little bit more smoother goes, but overall, I think the Shadow Priest was a pretty good target. All of our Shaman goes were pretty unsuccessful. There's the damage breakdown if you guys want to check that out. Guys, if you like this type of video, make sure to thumbs it up. If you didn't, thumbs it down. Talk to me in the comments below. I did that giveaway today, so congratulations to the winners. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. We're so close to 20,000 subscribers. I think we'll hit it in the next few days. But 20K subs here on our channel. That is crazy. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace!